Alright, today we are playing what I consider the worst deck to play against in the format, and that's mono blue sanctuary control. I don't know what the actual name is, but it's just mono blue. And its whole stick is making your opponent hate life. So let's give it a shot. Show the deck list after this game here. This is just free play. I don't tend to join leagues, but if you've played against this deck, you know why. You probably have a good idea why I consider it the worst deck to play against. It's pretty broken. Yeah, we'll just counterspell that. You can't play a Lord after, so it's gonna be another Virulent Sliver. Yeah, I like their Virulent Slivers. Oh, I was considering. Well, actually, I'm just gonna play Desert and pass, I guess. We can counterspell the Lord, so he can't attack in with the Virulent Sliver. Yeah, that's fine. And this is probably the Lord here. Yeah. Well, unfortunate that he did not play around for Spike, but I don't blame him for not playing around for Spike, and he just conceded the game. There's a lot of that when you're playing this in free play. So, what do we want? Probably some number of Echoing Truce and Corelnet. So I think Snap isn't great here. And possibly Force Strike just is weaker now that they know about it, so let's try something like this. Corelnet is a pretty fun little card. Tempo, kind of a 1 CMC removal for blue, but not really. It's kind of like Betrayal in that way. I always wanted to play a Betrayal deck. This isn't great, but it's still got Force Spike, which is only a 1 of, so this is like the best this card is going to be post board, having it in our opening hand as a 1 of. And I'm not even sure, Sliver might not even uh, play around Force Spike. Guess not. I mean, Gemhide isn't like the best target for it, but player Desert. This is bad because we're shields down right now, so he's gonna get to resolve a Predatory Sliver. Nothing we can do about it. He didn't make a land drop, so maybe I shouldn't have. Well, if he had Gemhide Sliver. Alright. Okay, so at least we've got Exclude up now. It's another Lord, so we'll exclude another Lord. Echoing Truth is pretty solid, because that'll get the Predatory Sliver off the battlefield and at a later date. Probably not this turn. There's Counterspell. So I think we're going to actually main phase Accumulated Knowledge here. Oh, that's not good. I gotta put both those to the bottom. Oh, okay. So, unfortunately, we didn't get any value out of that Sanctuary. But Corralnet shall at least take Predatory Sliver down a notch. Get another Echoing Truth, eh? It's really awkward that we're not getting lands. So we could think twice hoping to hit a land, but that seems pretty greedy. So let's just CoralNet the, I guess it doesn't really matter. And pass the turn. So he's probably, yeah, he's going to start discarding to this, but... And I guess we're just going to Echoing Truth the Sinew Sliver here. This is not a good situation. So we're going down to 3. I don't think we're going to actually win this. I need a fair bit more. I need lands. Oh, we got land. Okay, so we've got 1 plus 2. So we can chump and we can Echoing Truth. That's not going to be enough, is it? Well, I guess... Well, it's technically enough, I think, to last us one more turn, but again, if we're Echoing Truth with no way to counter... And then still gonna have to do this, eh? What's this? You have an instant? Alright, that's game. Alright. So maybe Echoing Truth just isn't good enough here. CoralNet didn't seem great either, eh? Let's take out the Force Spike. Let's bring in Snap. And I think we'll take out a Spell Stutter. Actually, take out 2 Spell Stutters. No, take out a Think Twice for all the snaps. So we're going to go real heavy removal here. Spell Stutter just because they don't have a whole lot of 1 CMC, and with none of the other fairies, it's a little bit hard to do that. Alright, we're on the play at least. So you've got a turn 2 accumulated knowledge, turn 3 exclude, which is not going to be good enough, I don't think. But possibly double Spire Golem later on is going to be good. Alright, we got Deprive, that's good. Don't know that I want to deprive a Lord on turn 2, because that's going to put us behind so far. Okay, it's not a Lord. He's playing around... Yeah, sure. So we need something good here. Counterspell. Land is great. So this means we've got a counterspell that we can put back to the top of our library next turn with Mystic Sanctuary. But unfortunately, we need to get these Spire Golems down quickly to block these poison. So I think I'm actually going to exclude this. And the reason why is if I let it resolve, I don't kill his creatures with Spire Golems. So we've got 4 islands. I think we're just going to play... Auger's probably not good enough, eh? Alright, let's do this. Get back the exclude. And play out 1 Spire Golem holding up Counterspell. It's going to put me to 7, so I do need to get this Spire Golem and the Bolus out next turn, probably. But if I get a land, I can do all of that while keeping up Counterspell. Oh, I won't get a land. Oh, for the love of Christ. Alright, let's Counterspell it. Again, for the same reason as before. We can't let him get to 3 toughness when we need to be lowering his count to stop this poison. I'm going to assume he doesn't have land. 2 cards left in hand. So now he's not even going to attack. That's good news. It'd actually probably been worse if he attacked there. Yeah, we're going to preordain. Snap and Coral Net. I really want to land as a thing. But we could take Coral Net and pop it on the Virulent Sliver. So maybe this will work. So it's pretty hard to pitch. Wow, he pitched a Lord for Virulent Sliver. That's crazy. He pitched a Lord to save Virulent Sliver. Virulent? Virulent? I'm not a Sliver player, so I don't know if that's the right play or the wrong play. Ah, that's actually quite bad, isn't it, right? We can't let that resolve. That'd just kill us. 'Cause there's 3, so yeah. I wonder why he attacked in there, but didn't attack in before. So I think we're just going to put Deprive on top. And the question is, do we play... So Deprive goes on top. And then I think we're going to run out a second Spire Golem. This should insulate us. Oh, I guess we probably should have just ran out Argivolus there, because we're just kind of feigning Counterspell. If he has another Virulent Sliver, do we lose? No. This is okay. think this sliver is kind of the biggest concern to us right now. So now we've got Deprive back. Did he? Nope, he scooped. That was one game. Well, here's the deck list. We'll join another one here, so I'll just join up to queue. But yeah, here's the deck list. I suppose you've seen the... But we've got a lot of counter spells. Main deck. So that's 16 counter spells main deck, and with the 4 Mystic Sanctuary, the 2 Tragics, the 2 Deprives. I mean, you can recur a lot of those counter spells, and basically just win on Spire Golems eventually. Which is not a new win con, but it's a solid win con. Alright, well we beat Slivers. See what we're up against now. It says double counter spell, but no double blue, but we're going to try it anyways. With the Preordain. If there wasn't Preordain there, then I wouldn't do it. Bottom. I don't think Tragic Lesson's good to us right now. Oh boy. I mean, if we get blue, we're in a good spot. We didn't get blue. Look at top 3. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Ransack the lab. Oh, he doesn't have to reveal them. Oh, there's our blue. Good news, everybody. What you doing on 3? Each player discards 2 cards. Oh, that includes himself. This is a weird card. So the overload cost is cheaper. So it makes it, this is a new, not a new card. I don't know. I don't know the set symbols. That's a weird card though. Oh, hi Preordain. Oh, that's too bad. 2 of our Mystic Sanctuaries are on the bottom now. Is he thinking about doing something? No. I could snap it back into hand, but yeah. Alright, so we got Counterspell, Force Spike. Actually, everything in our hand is up right now. Just not double Counterspell. Sarah Dragger. I use this in my Dredge deck. My 90 card Dredge deck. Mind Rake. I mean, again, I suppose Force Spike is looking pretty bad here. Tragic Lesson. So I think, yeah, I think we're just gonna pass here. I could Tragic Lesson for land, but I think I'd rather just keep my mana open. Yeah, yeah, you can have Sarah Drager. Nothing else, eh? This part of me wants to hold on to this until I have a Mystic Sanctuary, but I put 2 to the bottom, so the chance of that is pretty slim, and we're just going to pitch this Force Spike. Preordain. Force Spike to the bottom, Sanctuary to the top. I guess I didn't have to play that island when I did. Of course, I just finished saying that. Well, we'll probably target Tragic Lesson with. Of course. When he leaves the battlefield. Oh, that's interesting. So you even get the 2/2 when you unearth him. Yeah. We're just gonna exclude that. That Force Spike would have came in handy there. I should have cast Augur before I did that. We're gonna do it anyways. We're just gonna get it into our hand. What was it? Accumulated knowledge? Tragic Lesson's still better right now. And yeah, we're gonna hold up Tragic Lesson and Counterspell instead of playing Augur and only being able to hold up Counterspell. Oh. He's got a lot of discard effects in this deck. He just hasn't landed one yet. So he's gonna get a 2/2, but my Augur can block that 2/2. So we've still got Deprive in hand, so at this point, do we still just want... Let's run out another Augur. Preordain looks good. So I guess we're just gonna grab... yet another Tragic Lesson. Keep the value train running. We can think twice into it if he doesn't do anything meaningful. That's why this deck is just stupid, because it's turn 9. I've done really nothing to the board besides stopping him from doing things. Win and just draw a card and lose 1 life. It's a 5/4 for... That's kind of cute. The unearth cost is pretty decent. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to deprive this, right? Come on. Um, Mystic Sanctuary, let's target Deprive. Yes. Why are you doing this? Stop popping out to the middle of my screen. Um, so we want to keep it 3 mana to think twice, or we could just preordain into drawing it. Yeah, it's just preordain. Don't need more islands. Put on top. And then, yeah. We could try and look for Spire Golem, but we're not really under any pressure. He's got a couple unearthed creatures, but they're not particularly threatening. It does get around our counterspells pretty effectively. Uh, Interesting. Snap just exiles, straight up exiles this card. So we're at 13. We don't really care about the second augur. We're just gonna get spell spreaders right down as damage. We've got plenty of counter spells at this point. We've got Deprive, Force Spike. He's got 5 cards in hand though. Yeah, maybe we do want to just put Counterspell. Probably just straight up Counterspell, eh? Yeah, let's just go straight up Counterspell. This kind of makes the loop a little bit ugly, but that's fine. Desert took out that little token there. He didn't realize. I like this card. It's great when you actually have a deck that can play it. Yeah. Actually, we're just gonna... We're totally okay with this at this point. We've got plenty of islands in our hand. That, assuming we're depriving and tragic lessening and playing Mystic Sanctuary every turn. Yeah, I don't necessarily like that. So if we do this, 3... So we spend 3, and we still have... Yeah, okay, so we can do this. Let's go deprive. So his last card he's going to be able to play here. has an unearth, so that's fine. And we'll just take 5. I'm not going to block that with the Spire Golem. Maybe I should have kept Spell Stutter Sprite back just to block that thing. Ah, come on. Okay, so this is where it starts getting a little awkward, because we are legitimately kind of out of counterspells here. So I think Tragic Lesson is just the card here. As much as we need a counterspell, we need to fill our hand with actual cards. Sure. What has he got? He's got this guy. Could have the other guy, eh? So if I was to sack him... So we'll sack the Augur. Don't feel like going down to 4. I don't think that's a winning play. What's his last card? Alright, well that's pretty good. We are in kind of a rough state here, but he's down to 0 cards, so... And all he's got is a 2-2, which technically could possibly be an issue. So we're going to use 3 blue to Tragic Lesson, and we're going to do this all main phase. Get an exclude, that's good. Yes. So this is exactly why I wanted to do this. Because I wanted to open myself up to double desert and lock down this zombie. He can only get 2 damage in with it. Should have double tap. Ooh, snap is pretty good here. Alright, so again, don't really have a counter spell, but we don't have any way to draw a card. So I think again we're just gonna go probably guess Deprive, right? Deprive seems like the move. Over Tragic Lesson. Yeah, let's just do Deprive. That way we're keeping the loop open. And pass the turn. He's gonna unearth that thing, which will allow him to draw a card, but it will not connect. How many of those are that? That's 3. So he might still have 1 more of these in there, and 2 more Grixis slave drivers. He's got Innocent Bloods. I'm gonna keep the Spell Stutter Sprite. I've got plenty of mana here. So possibly the problem with taking Deprive here is he doesn't have a whole lot of counterable targets. So it might be hard to actually get... No. I mean, stuff like that can happen, so doesn't matter a whole lot here. So now we've got plenty of counters up. He's just passing straight through his turns. Nothing he has haste, so let's just Tragic Lesson. Pick up Sanctuary. Sanctuary out. Pick up Tragic Lesson. Play Spire Golem. And we are now up to 4 counters in hand. So we're just going to sack the Spell Stutter Sprite in response. The only reason I'm protecting the Spire Golem so much is I think he's killed one of them. But we do need to present a clock here. Where's the 12 minutes? I think this is game 1. Ransack the lab is fine. I mean, when your whole deck is built around just stopping your opponent from playing the game, you tend to take a while to play the game. Pretty sure, yeah, I've got Lesson on top. So we're going to play Sanctuary. We're not going to main phase Lesson, I guess. Well, maybe we still main phase Lesson even though we don't really need to. That's annoying. Yeah, let's... It's only got 1 card in hand. Wow. Okay, I mean, again, eventually we're going to get there and find our cards. So I guess we go Sanctuary, put Deprive on top. Yes. Tragic Lesson. And we don't really need to return Sanctuary here. So let's just put Island down. Play another Spire Golem and pass. So we'd lose the second Sanctuary, but I don't think the second Sanctuary really matters to us at this point. So this is fine. Or did it matter to us? I think it did, because yeah, Tragic Lesson's still in the yard. That might have been a misplay. That was definitely a misplay. I thought Tragic Lesson was on the top. And this is just to get our Sanctuary, get back Tragic Lesson, accumulated knowledge for a bunch of cards. I mean, he's just playing for time at this point. Is he? Yeah, because that's 2. He doesn't have another one, does he? No. So I guess we'll take our 3 here. This is an interesting deck he's playing. Yeah, let's go Mystic Sanctuary. And yeah, let's go accumulated knowledge here. And we've got Spell Setter Sprite to block any unearths. I don't have to keep Spell Setter Sprite back now that I have Snap. I also don't have to worry about any Mystic Sanctuary loops at this point. He's just dead next turn. I suppose if he got like double, I didn't. I suppose if he got like double, then no, even that wouldn't do it. You need 2 Diabolics to kill this. Okay. We went down to 8 minutes 37. So Echoing Truths seem good here. I don't really have much in my sideboard. None of that works, right? Maybe Dispel as, nah. Let's take up 4 spikes. Or back like this. Hopefully play a little bit faster. I'm not an experienced pilot with this deck either, so just playing it like I normally play a Counterspell based deck, but this is Counterspell to the fucking max. When Spire Golem is literally, well, I guess not literally, there's still Augur and Spell Setter, but Spire Golem is the win con, and it is a terrible win con for a deck. But it works here because, yeah. This is the deck that makes me like not want to play Pauper. It is just so grueling to play against. Could bring in Dispel for the removal, but it's only what Diabolic Edict that it can hit. That's got to be a mulligan, right? that's a mulligan. This isn't a whole lot better, but I think it is better. Um, Verdun was a great draw. Let's bottom the Sanctuary. We can top that Spire Golem, I guess. Discard 2. That'll be Spire Golem Desert. Drew another Spire Golem. Yeah, let's just run out Augur here. Deprive, I guess. Defile. Oh, Defile's instant as well. Could spend 3 just to power out a Spire Golem, but that doesn't seem worth it. He's got the Grixis Slave Driver in there. Alright. Sorry if you can hear Buddy in this car. Or motorbike, I'm not sure who that is. Accumulated knowledge. He's missing land drops pretty hard here. It's 4 mana for this guy, yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We'll let him ransack. I'm not gonna waste a deprive on that. Actually, maybe I should have deprived that, just so that I got the Sanctuary back. Maybe that was the play. I don't think it was, though. So there's a question here is, do I go for the greed, think twice? Could cause me to lose Spire Golem. Go for the greed. Alright, didn't lose Spire Golem. Play an island. I suppose I could have played desert there. Probably just going to Slave Driver. Yep. Do I care about losing 4 here? I will lose 4. I don't think I'm gonna Echoing Truth this zombie. I think I'm gonna leave it for one of that 5/4 Grixis dude. I mean, I think it's actually better here, because if I wait, Most I save is, or gain is 1 point of damage. Um, yeah, no, we're not gonna allow that. Hopefully. Oh, I'm sorry. Ill-gotten inheritance. That's the first time I've actually. I think it shortly made its way to Pauper after it first came out, but kind of fell out of favor real quick. Thankfully, we've got these 2 Spiral Golems, because we're down to 5.5 minutes here, but we're keeping the pressure up. Playing pretty fast. Hopefully fast enough. Oh, he's going to take my Echoing Truth and my Deprive. Rude. Alright, so then let's go Accumulated Knowledge. So we get the 2 draw. And then we can play this. And put Accumulated Knowledge back on top. Spellstutter Sprite protects us a bit. Exclude. Got both of them up. We're going to draw another 2 cards next turn. Hopefully get into a lesson or a... Yeah, there's a Tragic Lesson. Alright. We're looking pretty good here. This should be in the bag now. Two more turns of this. Again, we're just going to go straight for the Tragic Lesson. And not going to cast the Preordain so that we have Exclude and Counterspell up instead of just double Counterspell. Not that I think the card draw is going to make a whole lot of difference here. It's going to make a 2/2. That's fine. And I don't even think we're going to Tragic Lesson here. We're just going to Preordain. Hold on. Oh, that was probably bad sequencing, but that's fine. Let's go Desert. Yeah. So, what's his plan? Not sure what his plan is. Yeah. GG. Alright. Well, that was 2020, I believe. No, I think we lost one match against Slivers in the first round, right? Let's check that. That was a weird beep. Oh, I hate this new client menu sounds. Game history. Yeah, we lost one against that, but we did win both of our matches, and that's mono blue sanctuary bullshit makes the Pauper format horrible. There is far too much power in blue right now. Like, and this is probably one of my unpopular things, but I think Spell Splatter Sprite is a broken Pauper card. Pauper shouldn't have cards that counter the best spells in the format while making a 1/1 flyer that synergizes with one of the best tribes in Pauper. That's just my thing. I don't think Mystic Sanctuary is broken. I actually really like the addition to Mystic Sanctuary, but it is kind of broken. Like, it's blue didn't need the boost. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, this deck is just hates to play against, and I feel dirty playing it. But when I've been playing like Bauble Storm and Zubera Storm for the past 3 days, getting my ass handed to me by decks like this, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna switch to it. I'm gonna stomp on some people. I'm gonna feel better, and I'm not gonna hate the format so much because I'm gonna win some games. And I just did that, and I'm happy. But yeah, this deck is terrible. And hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully it wasn't too boring to listen to. And see you next time.